What'd you think of your performance out there today? It seemed like you had some good runs.
I think I did pretty good. O-line blocked pretty well. Yeah, we did pretty good today.
You and Shannon kind of waiting your turn, I guess, last year or the last 2 years. How excited are you guys to play a big part in the offense?
Oh, yeah, these past 2 years, we just been watching D-Ham and Mike and Ben, do their thing on the field, and we're just ready to get out there.
What's the biggest thing you focused on individually as far as improving from the last couple of years?
Just feet, just making sure, my cuts in the hole are, perfect and, just following my blocks.
How about some of the other backs? Who are some of the other guys that are standing out in camp who might play a role this year?
Terrence Wilson, definitely. He's going to be a big part in this offense, and, yeah, I think he'd be great.
Your first team defense probably didn't play as many reps as we thought because they were 3 and out a bunch. But,
yes, sir.
Talk about what your goal was with the defense today and how you thought they performed.
Well, I told them last night that the only 2 goals we had were to play hard, which is run to the ball, and take the ball away. That's it. Everything else kind of takes care of itself. We have a very challenging offense. They are much better than they were in the spring. They've got healthy bodies back, and they really challenge us schematically. So they're going to find a place to stick the ball through there. That second drive went about 60 yards before we got them stopped. That's just ball. But we run to the football and take the ball away. Normally you're gonna have a good day. And I thought they were excellent at that. I thought we had good energy. I thought we played hard. I thought we played fast. And that's all I ask of them.
You're pretty deep on the defensive line. Everybody knows that.
Sure enough.
Run two units out there are pretty good. Depth at linebacker, depth in the secondary. Where do you feel like you are after one scrimmage?
We got more depth at linebacker than we do in the secondary because we graduated the whole secondary. Right. And then, we're playing with young guys behind them. A couple guys aren't here that maybe we thought would be here. So not a lot of depth back there. But nobody feels sorry for you, right? That's just the way it goes. But better depth at linebacker. We're probably solid 2 deep across the board there.
How have you seen Solomon fitting into maybe some of the somewhat new things that he has to do?
Solomon's a good football player, and he is doing some new things. He's being asked to cover a little more, and the best thing about Solomon is he's just smart. He really is. I love to be around him. He's a great young man, a great personality. He's funny, loves to laugh, and normally if Solomon makes a mistake, it's made one time and it's corrected. You never see it again. So he's doing fine.
Hey, first scrimmage, I heard you say it was fairly clean. There wasn't a lot of penalties. Obviously, your first team defense is as advertised.
They are. We're learning how to compete up front offensively, and we have a very sound proving ground and who we can line up with certainly with our first group. But we have good depth too. So we feel if we can match up with our guys defensively, and we can hold our own. And I've said this before, we can hold our own against people we have to play in our league.
What do you think of the quarterbacks today? You played them all. All of them got kind of equal reps.
Shane a little bit, a few more than the others, but we wanted to put all of them in situations where they had to handle all of the checks, and we're putting more responsibility on the quarterback so we can speed up play. They are where I felt like they would be, with roughly 15 some odd days left. We're on schedule as far as them. It's just a confidence level. It's like, okay, a subtle thing here or subtle thing there, making sure that, all right, we're in the right call and going with it. As they gain confidence with it, then we as a unit on the field will start to speed up. If I was disappointed in anything, that's probably, from an offensive standpoint, that's what I was probably disappointed the most with, is we're still not playing at a pace in terms of getting lined up, getting set. Now, we may take every bit of the clock there is to take. That's something we've always done, or that we need, but just the confidence level, get us in the right play, right scheme, and let's go.
What do you look for in a first scrimmage? Obviously, you get a lot of tape on a lot of guys that you're going to depend on depth-wise. I mean, is that what scrimmage number one's about, is making sure you get film on all
It is. We're going to have to start to reduce reps here soon. We've got to make some decisions on who we're going with in terms of a 2 deep, and then some guys that are beyond a third, the 2 deep, but are going to be in the mix, in the rotations. So the next 2 to 3 days, we already know for the most part, but for the next 2 or 3 days, we got to do some. We got to make some decisions. We also got to make some decisions like every other staff in America. We've got some very talented true freshmen, and to the best of our ability, we got to make sure that those freshmen aren't spending a year on 35 or 45 reps. We need to make sure that it's worthwhile to to go through a freshman campaign, and it's worthwhile on the back end 4 years down the road. Because right now, I think Anthony Ellis 4 years ago probably played somewhere in the neighborhood of about 65, 70 snaps total. And we're all kind of, you know. Of course we do. Now, that's easy to say, but he was good enough to play as a true freshman on a group that had good depth at that time too. But we know what he is now, and that identified itself pretty quickly. So, if it was perfect and we were perfect, you know, we'd be living in different places, doing some different things. I would. I love this, but it is what it is from that standpoint. We've got to make some decisions about freshmen.
About 2 weeks in now, running back and secondary being two of the spots.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to fill a lot of production. What have you seen out of those two groups so far?
I feel very good, as I said before. I feel very good about Ronnie. I feel very good about Shannon. We've got to find a backup at both positions. Adam Allen, who's been in our program for a few years, is, for obvious reasons, is ahead of people. We have talent. There's a lot of subtleties about what we do. Learning the speed of the game. They're freshmen. Daniel Lindsay is a JUCO transfer, so he's played. He understands more about the speed of the game at the collegiate level, but even him, he's learning a new system. So he's like a freshman, just an older freshman. Now I kind of want to put obvious on my forehead right now, but that's where we're at. In terms of the secondary, the back end, Brandon Rowland's going to be a very good football player. We feel very good about Shadarius. We're trying to find two more corners. Jared Stanley pulled a hamstring this past week, so he's nursing something a little bit. Didn't get an opportunity to scrimmage today. He'll be back soon. But Jonathan Slayton has ability, and our other young guys have ability. Our safety position, Dimitri Royer and Brandon, we're in a good place there. We're in a very good place, and we've got young talent behind it that is coming. But they're in the same situation that our young backs are in. It's speed of the game, get it lined up, learn how to play it, be confident in it, and let's go play.